reviews. I'm both reviews lady. I'm so thankful that you came to see me today. And if you come to see me often, I'm so much more thankful to see you today. I really appreciate you. So my video today is about the fragrances and the fragrance bottles in my collection that I regard as unusual or unique or especially pretty. And I'm going to do this video probably in two parts. The first part I'm going to show you the full-size bottles. Then I have a whole lot of minis that I think are pretty cute too. A lot of them are saved from the 80s and 90s. They're my minis, my vintage minis. I didn't get these used. They were all mine from the start. But there's some new minis I have in there too, so I'm excited to show you those as well. So I'm going to do those in a close-up, you know, what do they call it, flat lay style, or you know, close-up style. But the larger ones I'm going to show you right now. By the way, how are you today? Are you having a good day? I find it's a good practice to stop and sometimes and just think about everything in my day that brought me joy. And I think if you can do that, it helps a lot of other things that maybe weren't as enjoyable as you wanted them to be in your day. It just sort of puts things into perspective about how much, when I stop to think about how many things that happen to me daily in my life that I enjoy, just small things, big things too, but just small things like oh, I really enjoyed how beautiful the sunset was tonight, or wow, I really liked that dinner I had, or it felt really good to talk to a neighbor that likes me, you know, or it felt really nice to read an article that I thought was really great. It feels really nice to lay down in my bed and feel the pillow and feel how comfy it is and how nice it is to stretch. And there's a lot of great things about being alive that easily go overlooked with our cares and issues that we deal with all the time. And sometimes it's easy to allow those things to take over. But let's dance! Or someone played your favorite song, that kind of thing. Okay, I better get started. This is likely to be kind of a longer video. Okay, I'm gonna start off with this little cutie pie. You probably know this one. It is Katy Perry Purr. Look at that bottle, isn't that cute? Actually, this little kitty cat comes with a collar with a little heart that says Purr on it, but I took it off because it makes it hard for the cap to fit back on. But isn't that adorable? I really think that's so cute. Katy Perry Purr. This is a really pretty, youthful, floral fragrance. I really like this. Any age can wear this. I don't consider this. It is youthful, but if you're not necessarily 15 or 25 or whatever, you can still wear this. And I just think it's really cute having this on my counter looking at me, a little kitty cat. Meow! 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 Okay. Originally, I had the idea to do a video of all my fragrances with flower-shaped caps, because I was looking at my collection. Because I was looking at my collection, like, what can I talk about that's different and unique? You know, what can I do? And I saw that I have a lot of bottles with flower-shaped caps, but I thought, no, it'd be more interesting to just do a video about all my fragrances that have bottles that I think are interesting or unique. So this is actually one of the flower-capped bottles. It's not that unusual, but it sure is pretty. That's Oscar de la Renta Oscar de la Renta, rather. So de la Renta. That's what it is. It's not so, it's so Oscar de la Renta. It's so de la Renta. And it is. You know, it's feminine, it's pretty, it's a light floral. It's just what you'd expect out of this bottle. Oh, it's such a pretty feminine floral. This is like, a wedding day fragrance. It really is. So pretty. Just gorgeous. So de la Renta from Oscar de la Renta. I need a tray, don't I? Need one of my trays. Looks better when stuff is on a tray. Okay, here's what a lot of you already know. You're gonna be like, oh, that. But it's easy to forget. It's easy to forget that this bottle is kind of a little bit of an engineering feat. Yes, I am. From Cacharel, House of Cacharel, of course. Ooh, sweet, flirty. It's gourmand, but it's still sexy, it's like a sexy little petit four. You ever eat those petit fours? They're those little cake. There's those mini cake things, usually coated in chocolate. Oh God, they're so good. It reminds me of a petit four, but it still smells like perfume. It doesn't smell like a pound cake or anything like that. It's just a really pretty, any age too. I mean, I think it leans youthful, but any age can wear it, truthfully. Yes, I am, Cacharel. Okay, this one is unique. You probably haven't heard of this, but I did see a lot of these on Joma Shop. They're actually selling these. This is called Diamond Petals from Thalia Sodi. Thalia Sodi is like the biggest star in Mexico. She's a musician, an actor, female actor. And this is a really unique fragrance. This is one of those fragrances that I found. Its top notes are really fresh, like citrusy, light floral. But as time goes on, this is one of the fragrances that I have experienced the base notes in an incredible way. When this completely changes, it becomes the base notes become this sweet incense, and it's not like Nag Champa incense, which I don't care for. It's just too strong for me. But it's more like a jasmine flower incense, and it's so warm and so pretty. And isn't that a beautiful bottle? I know it looks a little bit like Atelier des Ors bottles, but I don't know who came first. But this is called Diamond Petals. She's got a bunch of them because Thalia Sodi, she has an affinity for gemstones that have different colors. So she made a bunch of different fragrances that correlate to her favorite gemstones. So here's one of them, Diamond Petals. I just love this. I can't wait to get more from this company just for the bottles, because all the bottles are really interesting, but this was really one of the most interesting ones. I'm definitely after some other ones, but Dalissime from Salvador Dali. Isn't that pretty? Like, you see the nose, the lips, the chin. This is actually from one of his paintings called Christmas, believe it or not. Yeah, the painting doesn't look particularly Christmassy either, but this is such a unique bottle. And it says also down here, there's a signature Salvador Dali. And this is a fragrance that is a very warm, like fruity, like a dried fruit. My husband really likes this one. It's a sensuous fragrance. It's warm. It's kind of more of a fall winter fragrance, but you know, you can wear it any time of year. So that's Dalissime from Salvador Dali. And this is back in the flower-shaped caps realm. Cabotine Rose with my pretty little top. You know, actually, this top, it kind of reminds me of, it is beautiful, but if I don't push my brain away from it, it reminds me of, you know, those really big, I want to say, there's some kind of goldfish or koi fish that they get the head with all these, the funny little stuff all over it. It's kind of weird to look at for me. But it does remind me of that. But it is still really pretty, isn't it? Little flower top. And I love this. This is one of my new fragrances I reach for like most of the time. Cabotine Rose. It's just a nice linear, not really rose. The rose doesn't come out that much. I mean, I guess it kind of does, but it doesn't really command it. I don't think you smell this and think rose. You just think beautiful, light, floral. That's just good. It's like all around, and I use this so much now. I mean, I know it doesn't look like it, but that's actually a dent for me because I don't leave the house that much now. Cabotine Rose. Okay, some of you might think this bottle is not that unusual, but I got this recently and I think it is a unique bottle. I've never seen a bottle shaped like this. It's I Want Chew by Jimmy Choo. It's just like such a unique shape. And I like that little collar up there. It looks like some jewelry I have, you know? It's this pretty, like, I don't know, like filigreed gold. It's just beautiful, and I love the fragrance. It's one of those strong fragrances to me, yet that is wearable. And I'm not really that. Most what I choose are florals, not really things that smell like this. And this smells similar. A lot of people think this smells similar to Carolina Herrera Good Girl. And I think it smells similar to Alien Hypersense, if you haven't tried that yet. But I think it's similar, and I feel so sexy when I just think this is really pretty. It's sexy. I Want You! This one is also the Flower Cap collection. This is Bon Chic from Max Azria. Look at this. I mean, I've seen this before, but in containers, in boxes, it looks cheap. But it is not cheap. It is this really nice, strong lucite or something. And it's just really one of the stars of my perfume shelf. And I love that it looks gold all over. Just so, it catches my eye every time I look over there, and it's just, oh, I love it. So, Bon Chic, Max Azria. Oh, and this is, this is a fruity floral. There's a lot of fruit. I think I'm smelling pineapple in there. I think I'm smelling peach. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember what the notes are, but yeah, I'm really glad I got this one. I haven't found the lasting power or the sillage or the projection to be particularly astounding, but I'm still really glad I got it. Okay, and I love all the bottles from this company that I have seen. I don't love all the fragrances from this company, but I do love the bottles. Peace, Love, and JuicyCouture from JuicyCouture. I love that they have this thing on this cap that looks like it's crystal, even though it's plastic. It looks like cut crystal. Every time I use it, I feel, I mean, the bottom part of the bottle, I even like that too. That's metal. The little thing on it looks like little Scotty dogs. Is it? Do you know? I'm late to the JuicyCouture. I'm late to the JuicyCouture party, actually. I am late to I'm late to the party of a lot of fragrances because most of the fragrances that I really can get enthusiastic about because I know them are the ones I sold when I worked behind the counter in the late 80s and 90s. And a lot of these other ones hadn't come around yet. So I can speak, I feel like I can speak reasonably authoritatively, is that the word? On like, you know, the old Chanel's, the old Oscar de la Rentas, the old Aramis, the old Lagerfelds, the old, you know, Elizabeth Arden fragrances, the old Clinique fragrances, the old Estee Lauder fragrances. All those things I feel like I can speak relatively well about. But the newer ones, I'm challenged, and I learn a lot from you guys. But I love this fragrance. This is a juicy, summery, and look at this cute little thing that comes on it. This is a juicy, summery, hot day outside at a game or something like that. This is your freaking best summer day you ever had. Peace, love, and JuicyCouture. So those are my large bottles, and I'm going to shift over now. I've got 15 or 20 minis I want to show you next too. So please stay tuned for that. Okay, so I hope you can kind of see this. I tried to make it in such a way that you can see things close up. You can see the underside of my little lamp there. I'm going to try to do this relatively fast. So these are all minis. Most of these minis are vintage minis that I collected in the 80s and 90s when I was working behind the counter in cosmetics and fragrance. And I didn't open any of these until recently. I had them in a storage unit. There's a few new ones, but I want you to know that these are mine. I did not get these recently. They're very old, and I was the only owner. And they're all really interesting bottles. So I'm going to start with, who should I start with? Let's see, how many do I have here? $21. Okay, I'm going to start with Paloma Picasso Original. Look at that. Oh, don't pay attention to my hands. They look messed up. Paloma Picasso Original. Isn't that cute? I absolutely loved these. I love this fragrance too. Isn't that cute? You open the cap and there's this little, it's a little ball looking thing. Love it. Paloma Picasso. Lalique Original. I remember when Lalique came. Now I did not open this. They must have evaporated. I don't think I used it, but it is so pretty. It still smells as good as it used to. Lalique Original. Elizabeth Taylor's Passion Pure Perfume Oil. This still smells great too. I launched it in, I think it was the late 80s. I launched this fragrance. It was my line at the store I worked at. Oh, that's another pretty one. Elizabeth Taylor's Passion. Oh. Here's one, probably forgotten. Giorgio Wings. This still smells great too. It's still around. I was thinking maybe I should get a bottle of this because it is a really pretty fragrance. But Giorgio Wings. This is from Laura Ashley, called Dilys. Dilys from Laura Ashley. Really cute. You can see. Man, these phones are amazing, aren't they? I bet you can even read that, can't you? Look at that. And it is pure perfume, and it is still great. So that one stood the test of time. Bijan DNA. Really pretty bottle. Unique. This is a mini of Oscar de la Renta Esprit d'Oscar, which I really like. Yeah, they are using these little bottles. You know what? I'll go ahead and give you this guy next. This is a mini that I saved from when I worked for Oscar, and we used to give these away as gifts with purchase. This is a little, I believe it's probably Pure Perfume. Good old Oscar. And when I worked for Oscar, we only had one kind of bottle that had this top, and that was the Pure Perfume oil. You'd have to spend the money to get the Pure Perfume oil to get this pretty little bottle. But now they are using this design for a lot of their fragrances. And in fact, I'll just go ahead and include these other two because it's the same thing, are Oscar Jasmine and Oscar Rose. These little minis that they're also using that classic bottle design for. Oscar de la Renta bottle tops. So pretty. I'm running out of room. Okay. Classic Ysatis. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I just treasure this adorable little thing. Ysatis. Super classy fragrance. This was one of my favorite fragrances of the day. Gucci number 3. I am so after a bottle of this, but I'm pretty sure it's been discontinued because I cannot find it anywhere. But man, this was a fantastic, sexy, youthful, really nice fragrance that I wore a lot when I was younger. I had a few bottles of it. Fleur d'Interdit from Givenchy. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful little pretty little thing. You are a pretty little thing. Oh, doesn't tell me on the bottom if it's perfume or not. It'll say on the front. On the side, rather? Does not. So, isn't that a pretty bottle, though? Ah, love it. There's the special one. This is not an actual bottle of fragrance, but this, see how it says factice on the back? That's what those big bottles that look like, they look real, but they're not. That's called a factice. And this is from Cher Uninhibited. I launched it, I believe it was in the late 80s. It might have been the early 90s, but I think it was the late 80s. And this was a really unique fragrance. It only was on the market for 2 years. And it's really rare now. And I don't have the fragrance anymore. I did have a bottle of it, but I don't have it anymore. But I have this factice, part of history. Uninhibited from Cher. This is one of my favorites, and I just feel like a lot of people will be intrigued by this bottle. It is a very special bottle, a very special fragrance. I know, right? Isn't that just, doesn't, it's so cute! This is Lulu. Lulu from Cacharel. And it still smells good. This was always a really powerhouse floral fragrance. This was always a really powerhouse floral fragrance. Very attention getting, and it's still around, but I haven't really tried the new versions. This was always a little bit too strong for me to wear, quite honestly, but I did love it. And I did use the shower gel because I could use the shower gel without it overpowering me and it would stay on my skin. But Lulu by Cacharel. Lulu, Lulu, Lulu. And everyone knows this bottle, but have you seen the mini? Guerlain Shalimar. I kept this from when I worked for Guerlain and in promotions, and this still smells good. Still smells like original Shalimar. Oh, look at that. I should turn it like this, huh? Guerlain Shalimar. And this came in a really cute little box, like a beautiful little purple velvet lined box. And they've said, I've heard it said, they didn't tell me this back in the day. They should have. But that these bottles, I believe these bottles are Baccarat. They're either Baccarat bottles or Lalique bottles. I think they're Baccarat. And I believe this is a Baccarat bottle because look at the workmanship. It's all glass. There's no plastic. I shall open it. That's it. The little stopper like that. It's superior in mini bottles. It really is a special little item. So, Shalimar from Guerlain. Guerlain! Another one from Guerlain that I saved from when I worked for them. What is my mini Samsara? Samsara. Have you ever tried Samsara? Samsara, man, I tell you, it has this one distinction, is that when I used to work for Guerlain and I used to go from mall to mall and store to store doused in it, at least 4 times, men came up to me asking me, what is that fragrance? And that never happened to me so much with any other fragrance that I wore in all those years, that men would react like that. And they reacted hardcore. I mean, they would come up sheepishly, like somebody had like slapped them into submission and said, you will buy this perfume. I really don't know, but they were definitely intoxicated by Samsara, and that ain't no lie. So, you know, I mean, I hear a lot of people, I know there are a lot of people who say, oh, men, you know, oh, no, it's an avalanche. An avalanche of beautiful fragrances. People say, oh yeah, this fragrance will really, you know, make people fall in love with you or want you or whatever. But this is the only fragrance that I personally have ever experienced that many men reacted. The other one that a man reacted to was Ciara. When I was working as a waitress as a teenager, one of the other waitresses came up and said, what is that perfume you're wearing? It's turning my boyfriend on. So there you go. That's another sexy one. This one is new. Yes, I am, from Cacharel. Isn't that adorable? Have you ever seen this little guy? I know a lot of people have seen, a lot of people know about Yes, I Am. It's not a spray or anything. It just opens like that. Isn't that cute? But isn't it such a cute little novel bottle? I had never seen it. I got it in a set where I got a really good size of Yes, I Am and the lotion and this little mini. But the mini sold me because, you know, I mean, look at it. You know? Okay. 3 more left. Here's one interesting one that I'm pretty sure you've never heard of or seen. There's, you know, the musician Herb Alpert. He came out with a fragrance line I think it was in the late 80s, I believe, called Listen. And this is the bottle. And it's a really nice fragrance. So a warm floral. Listen, from Herb Alpert. And Original Chloe. Have you ever had Original Chloe? Oh my gosh. Actually, you know what? I got a lot of compliments from men about Original Chloe too. But it wasn't really the way that men seemed enslaved by Samsara. This was just like, oh, you smell so good. This was a little bit different. Women loved this too. Women complimented me on a lot of fragrances, but men didn't compliment me on fragrances that often. But yeah, some men really did like this one, now that I think of it. Original Chloe. I like the newer Chloe too, but it's not the same thing. Okay, my last one I regard it as one of the best. It is so cute. It is Chloe Narcisse. Chloe Narcisse. Isn't that cute? I still have the little paper thing on it. This is another really beautiful, strong fragrance. Strong, bright floral fragrance along the lines of Lulu here. Its sister there from Cacharel, in the Cacharel world. But isn't that adorable? I just think it's so pretty. And, you know, I remember when this fragrance came out, people were like, oh, is that Chloe narcissist? Does that mean, you know, people are self-centered? That was way before people knew anything like they do now about, you know, narcissism and things like that. It's such a top search, I think, you know. There it is. My collection of my favorite minis. Sorry, not my favorite. But the minis that I have that are the most interesting and unique bottles. And that's my video on my most unique, most unusual, maybe most flower cappy fragrances. And I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave me a comment below. Tell me what your favorite unusual bottle is that you have in your collection. I would love to know. Please leave this video a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you feel like subscribing. And I hope to see you next time. I don't think we did a dance this time, did we? I don't think we did. This is a little bit gothic and mysterious sounding, isn't it?